Shalom, my name is Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem. I hope you can hear me. Let me just, okay, I'll talk up. And okay, first, Doug, congratulations on your video, and shalom to the people in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. When I first saw this, I started singing, Deo, Deo, daylight come and we want to go home. That Harry Bellefonte. So I looked at the spelling and no, it's Bellefonte. Okay, so shalom to Bellefonte from Jerusalem. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov, formerly Michael O'Donnell. My 6 older brothers were all born in Pennsylvania. I'm an expat. I now live for the last 22 years in Jerusalem. I was Michael O'Donnell, born Michael Francis O'Donnell, named after Captain Michael Francis O'Donnell of the Royal Dublin Fusiliers. And my let me see, my grandmother's brother, Patsy Sweeney, was a great prize fighter, recognized welterweight champion of the world 1901. Why recognized? Because nobody would fight him. he whooped a couple of tough guys, big guys. Okay, let's get on. We're not talking about that. All I'm saying is that I'm now, and for the last 22 years, living in Jerusalem, and for the past 35 or so years, I'm a didactic scientist. I'm the author of Humanomics. And what is Humanomics? It's the post-convergence model, East and West convergence model of the post-collapse of the local reality. What collapsed, everybody says? The local reality. In physics, if you collapse the local reality, you have the quantum reality. What was the local reality? Well, on December 25th, 1991, in the Soviet Union, it was communism. Poof! Done, collapsed. Next year, 1992, Yugoslavia, finish. The local reality, its communism collapsed. 1995, Rabin was murdered. Zionism in Israel collapsed. 2003, the Ba'athist in Iraq, Saddam Hussein, local reality collapsed with the completion of the invasion of Iraq with the American forces. Okay. 2001, the World Trade Center collapsed. Well, that was the official narrative. 2 buildings and 3,000 people, tragically of blessed memory, were lost. The meta-narrative is the local reality collapsed in America, and we're beginning to see the signs and indications of its meaning. Okay, and when I heard you speak, Doug, I was very impressed because you said, you know, there's thousands and tens of thousands of countries bleeding all over America, and you've got it right. Okay, so here's the solution, and I'm not being capricious. I've worked for years in doing basic research, and I'm the author of Humanomics, the trilogy, 2,500 pages, a few hundred graphics. That's for the academics. The convergence model is the East-West convergence model. Its central organizing principle is the new cognitive behavioral science, receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the authentic you. To give the authentic you to you, to your wife, to your children, family, community, and nation, in that order. Nationalism being last, because you look at the European Union now, and nationalism is history. Okay, moving right along, there is a second paradigm in Humanomics, which is the new economic paradigm. This is Barack Obama's plan. The DNC Platform Committee will take it up. The campaign will be run based upon the development implementation culturation of the new economic paradigm. As president, will become the national development platform. It will be mandated in law, and the model of the new economic paradigm will see built, developed, and implemented and acculturated a new world-class global technological infrastructure that will devolve to becoming Internet 3 and beyond. But far more significantly, it will be creating tens of thousands of sustainable jobs monthly from the end of the first year of the project's beginning. It will require an investment of 4 to 5 trillion to fully develop. It will be shared. 60% of that supply side investment in this project will come from the G9. The other 40% from America. It will be amortized over 20 years. At the end of years 11 and 12, they will be running at full employment in America, and that doesn't mean 4%. Economists call 4% employment full employment. No, it's going to be redefined. because there's a fundamental structural transformation of the economy. We're moving from a producer of goods to knowledge, information, services, and technologies for export. It's a fundamental new model. It's a new structure. It's a win-win situation. And the completion of the project, the gross domestic product, the GDP will have running at 14 trillion now. It will, in years 19 through 21, be running somewhere between 45 and 50 trillion. That's a tripling. In years 14 and 15, the purchasing power of the dollar will have tripled. It will have doubled by years 9 to 11. By years 4 to 6, the average indexed wage of every worker in the project and in the enabling technology and satellite and sunrise industry projects that will be spawned from this project, creating tens of millions of jobs, will be indexed at double the present levels, and it will triple in years 12 to 14. The purchasing power of the dollar will have tripled by years 11 and 12. There will be no, by years 18 and 19, there will be no national debt. The debt will have peaked at about 15 to 16 trillion, and it will be completely paid down from the surplus, the project's surplus, the economy's surpluses, by years 19 through 21. There's variables, macro variables, depending upon various different things. It's a win-win situation. It will permit the elimination of all national debt. It will produce massive surpluses. There will be no trade deficit. There will be no social security deficit. There will be full national health insurance for every person in America, free. There will be a completely free education system, all paid for. And the still existing from years 16, 17, 18, the massive surpluses will be directed to the LDCs to raise them up, to eliminate disease and starvation and poverty, illiteracy, and to bring them into the participation of the world economy. This is the win-win situation. I'm the author of Humanomics and its new economic paradigm. I endorse this message. I endorse Senator Barack Obama for president. So please, let's get on with the game plan and go on the offensive. Doug, it's nice to meet you from Jerusalem. The moment he's elected, there will be a shock around the world. There already is a shock around the world. And the shock is the collapse of the local reality that has defined and mark the end of the exile of man and mankind. But we have just one little problem, and I'll be very quick about this. In physics, when you collapse the local reality, you're in the quantum reality. Not quite. Man's denial is blocking man and mankind's ascent, and that particularly is Israel's function. Israel's still in denial of the collapse of the local reality, meaning they're in denial about the collapse of Zionism, which was its local reality. In 1995 it collapsed. They're still in denial. When Israel's in denial, so is the world. When Israel ends its denial, so too will the world end its denial. We will ascend, and we will together inhabit the quantum reality. There is no Russian, Chinese, African, Asian, human. We are all part of mankind. We're all humankind. So that's where we're headed. And Humanomics is the model, and the new economic paradigm for the new economy is the integration of labor. And this is why the God of the cosmos has brought such a young, robust, intelligent, articulate leader as Barak to lead this complex process of transformation. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem, and we wish you kabel b'shvilatet, which is receiving to give. Thank you, and bless you from Jerusalem. Thank you for listening.